Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing amazing. So today I am here with today's daily Leetcode challenge program, and we have the problem minimum equals sum of two arrays after replacing the zeros. So if you read this problem, this is quite a simple one, an easy medium one. You are given two arrays nums1 and nums2 consisting of positive integers only. You have to replace all the zeros in both arrays with strictly positive integers such that the sum of elements of both arrays become equal. Return the minimum equal if you can obtain, or -1 if it is impossible. So if you can see here, we nums1 we have 32010 and nums2 we have 650. So if you calculate the sum of all the numbers, which is here 3, 2 and 1, which is 6, and here it is 11. So you have to replace all the zeros and you have to find the minimum one. So the one with the greatest has already been achieved. You cannot obtain minimum than this. So in that you need to replace all the zeros with ones, because that is only the minimum possible positive number, and that will be 12. And in the other array you can always replace the zeros in such a manner that it sums up to 12. Now you might ask me, what if there are, let's say, 100 zeros in nums1? In that case, let's say there are 100 zeros and 3, 2 and 1, then definitely all the 100 zeros you can replace by 1. This will give a sum of 100, and 3, 2 and 1, which is 6, that gives a sum of 106. So in that case, it's num20 which you need to replace. So that thing we need to compute. So we need to compute the total sum plus the total number of zeros, because those zeros will be replaced by 1. We need to compare whichever value is greater and we need to output that. So do you think this is sufficient? What if there are no zeros and we don't have anything to compensate for that? Let's say here we have 1 and 4 here, and the minimum we can obtain here is 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1, which is 6. So how can we change this 5 to 6? There is no way we can do that, right? So what we can say here, if the smaller of the two sums, here the sum is 6, not 4, because we are going to replace all the zeros by ones. So if the sum is here 6, and the sum where the nums which contain the lower sum has no zeros, then the output will be -1. So there are two things you need to take care of. The nums which has the lowest sum, if that is cannot be replaced by zeros, if that contains zero number of zeros, then you need to output -1. Otherwise you need to output the maximum value of nums1 and nums2 after replacing all the zeros by ones. So yeah, this should be all for the explanation. I think this is a quite simple one, so we can just start coding it. So we have this ll long as defined. We have int n1, which is nums1 dot size. We have n2, which is nums2 dot size. Now we will initialize some sums, sum1, sum2. Let's say we initialize z1 as the number of zeros in array 1, z2 as the number of zeros in array 2. We have this iteration over the array 1, which gives us plus equal to nums1 of I, and it also checks if nums1 of I equals to 0, then z1, increment the z1 value. We need to do the exact same thing for nums2. So all we're gonna change is this 1s to 2s. So yeah, we have changed all the 1s to 2s. Now we need to take care of the -1 case. So if you say that 0, 1 is 0, and it's also that sum2 plus z2, this sum is greater than z1, not z1, sum1, then return -1. What do I mean by this? See, if one of the sum is zero, one of the numbers has no zeros, so we cannot adjust that, and its sum is also less than the sum of other two after replacing all the zeros by 1. Then in no way we can adjust this sum by replacing some zeros, because there is no zeros at all. So in no way I am going to replace that, and hence I am returning -1, isn't it? And this z2, if it is 0, we have just the opposite thing, just the opposite thing of that. And otherwise I need to return is max of sum1 plus z1 sum2 plus z2, isn't it? Because that's the greater one, just the greater one we need to output. If there are zeros, there is always a possibility of replacing some of the zeros by the numbers to form the just the greater one. So we just need to output the max of all these. Let's try to run it. So we have this accepted. Let's try to submit it. So yeah, we do have the accepted thing, and this problem, although tagged as medium, looks very easy, and I hope your day is going to be really easy too.